Today is the day where I have prepared everything. And we're going to build a lot of stuff. I mean, 3 builds and some terraforming. But before we get started on that, I have been collecting some resources. And I just hit the ground too hard. But you'll also notice that I have terraformed some of this area with moss, just, starting off the entire terraforming project that involves turning this entire island into, well, moss. Another thing I decided to do was let a zombie up here, zombify this guy, and then, with a weakness potion and a golden apple, unzombify him. But what happened in the process was that going from the desert villager to the zombified villager and then back again, that has changed the appearance of the villager entirely to a plains villager. So just ignore that. Just ignore that. But yes, so the idea was to make a building for my sugarcane and my moss farm. However, I realised that getting resin was a pain and very difficult to do. So what I did, I farmed some more resin for a bit and got to a point where I now have the resources to build a resin farm. Now, I have used Pixel Rift's design for this farm, and I've basically just spiced it up a tiny bit. I thought that keeping to the colour scheme of like resin and pale oak would work. And yeah, we've got everything here, and I'm not exactly going to be building a resin farm like there in the sky. No, because it doesn't exactly fit the area. However, I want to start building another area up, all the way over in the desert, and we can make that like a scientific base area in which we can put farms and make them look fancy, like a creeper farm and, well, a resin farm, which we'll be doing in a minute. So I think we head over there and decide where we want to place it. Obviously, I haven't done anything to the desert yet, but in future I will completely transform this area. But I think we start on the border of the desert and the mesa and build directly up from here. And I forgot to bring a bed, so I'm going to have to go and get that. Maybe from the village. That makes sense. But yes, so I'm going to build it all the way up there, and I'll come back when it's done. Or something bad happens. Who knows? And with that, the resin farm is done. As you can see, we've clearly ended up with the vibe that I wanted. It very much looks like some sort of alien spaceship or UFO. And the positive thing about this is that we will be able to test it in less than 5 minutes. So I guess I'm just going to wait around for that. One thing about this, however, is that you do have to reach it with Elytra or Happy Gust, because, a ladder coming down, it would look awful. Even twisted vines or something, it just wouldn't look good. So having this area as kind of like a elytra-only area, you know, spices things up a bit. But as you can see, all the redstone is working. And yeah, just to get up there, you have to fly up to that platform. The creaking will come for you, they're dropped down, and then you just have to glide down into the platform below, and then just hit the creaking, and you'll get tons and tons of resin. Hopefully this works. Just in case the worst happens, I've set my spawn downstairs, and oh, I'm missing a block there. Okay. Come on, fall down. There we go. Right, we are missing a block there, so we'll sort that out in a bit. Right, it's... oh no, that's gone badly for us. Luckily we can just fly back up here. This is going to lag a lot. Oh, not as bad as I thought. Oh no, it is quite bad. So I'm going to sit here for the entire night just hitting them, and I'll come back when I'm done. And after only one night, the results are shocking. Just saying, the reason why this one is lacking is because part of it wasn't working because I hadn't put that block down, that log. So it wasn't shifting that bit up and down. That's the only reason why this chest is lacking. The rest of them, though, look at this. It's amazing. We have resin for days, weeks. With our shulker box of resin, I'm going to take this home and smelt some of it up. You can see the creaking farm from all the way up here on top of our house. But there's something else that's missing. And with all that resin, I have made a few resin bricks. And now I have enough materials to be able to build the sugarcane and moss farm building. Which I have already planned out once again. But these last 3 builds being... that one, the creaking farm, this build, and then I will be doing a barn later today. These are the last 3 buildings that I will be designing kind of by myself, because by this point I can talk through it, I know what I'm doing, I just need to know what I'm creating in my head first, and then I can talk through it really. So, let's get another building done for the second time today. And with that, we have finally built the moss and sugarcane farm. As you can see, this didn't, it did take quite a while. It wasn't as long as I expected though, but this does need some more detailing in the future, I would say, because I just don't know what to do at the moment with it. Like, I like it as it is, but it could definitely do with a bit more. Anyway, I've done a tiny bit of the interior. Hello? Dead zombie. What? Oh dear, well, I've been installing mods left, right, and centre, so that should be expected. Anyway, I'll address that in a minute. Inside, we have not much of an interior, but there's something going on here. We have the moss farm over here with our little moss heads. Then over here, we have our sugarcane chest, which is actually doing pretty damn well. But yes, that is most of the build finished, apart from the interior, and we can probably add in a bamboo farm at the top there somewhere, potentially. I don't know. I might not. We'll see. Because I suppose it would be quite big. It might fit. It might just fit. And yes, the M is for moss. And on the other side, we have S for sugarcane. But yes, so this book, I don't know what mod this is from, but the only mod that I've added in between starting building that and then finishing building that was a better deep slate mod to give deep slate some more textures. Because, well, Minecraft's stone variants don't have full block sets, but Deep Slate now does, and there is another mod that this person's doing, which is not quite updated yet, but it includes a bunch more stone variants, so my stone cutter isn't up here. What we need to do is grab a moss block. We can get some mossy Deep Slate tiles, for example, which look really nice. So there's mossy Deep Slate variants and, you know, a couple of other things which just complete off the Deep Slate block set. Pretty sure I didn't install a mod with zombies dropping extra stuff. I didn't even kill it. Maybe I did. I don't know. I might have killed it. Anyway. What? Here we go. 7-page. Jesus. I do not remember installing this. I remember installing Scribble. But not this. Day 53 of the plague. It's never ending. The constant turmoil and horror I experience every day has left me traumatized. It is predicted that over half of the population across the world has now been infected, with over 20 billion casualties. 20 billion, Jesus. Word has it that the plague has even reached those who secluded themselves in the desert areas and brought down their strange beliefs they held. Okay, don't know what that is. As a soldier and a resident of the underground city marked 0537, I have been forced on duty for every tick of the day, with the attacks becoming more frequent. Underground city? Like an ancient city? That's the only underground city I can think of. Attacks? Warden? Question mark? The scientists whom started Project Soul, okay, Warden, and opened the portals to the 4th dimension. There isn't a 4th dimension, what? Have been working alongside the builders in order to create a sealed-off facility to train us for fighting the plague. What? The population of my city, along with many others, has decided to comply with this as we collectively believe that it is the best way forward. The mechanics are working on these facilities as well to deliver a system that helps us work on fighting them. Works on fighting as a team. Rewards will also be produced if these trials are completed successfully to help boost morale and motivation. Trial chamber? But they already exist. Oh my god, I'm getting it, okay. Despite this project, across the world we are working on making contact with the residents of the Nether dimension, in case of the worst becoming a reality. What is this? As for the group of dark magicians, insider information, forge entity, secretive cult, death, destruction, and the rest of it is obscured. What? Okay, I think I get some of this. So, the plague, well, I'm assuming this was in the ancient days before, like, well, I mean, the ancient city is clearly just a normal underground city here, so this was before maybe, like, an event changed everything. Like, I know you've got the ancient builders, but maybe this is about them. I mean, it would make sense. You've got the scientists, the soldiers. Maybe the plague was what swept across the land and caused all the ancient civilization to turn into zombies and skeletons. potentially, and I suppose parched, drowned, and husks and whatnot. Yeah, Project Soul, I mean, when you die around Skulk, that kind of spreads. Well, Skulk Catalyst. But what doesn't make sense is the fourth dimension. There isn't a fourth dimension, unless that's where the Wardens come from, and we've lost the access to this fourth dimension since. And what is this? Dark Magicians. Well, they're clearly forging some sort of entity. And they're a secretive cult. Possibly of death and destruction, who knows? I think that gives me everything I need to know. So you're telling me the structures involved in this, the ancient city, where the Warden has clearly broken through into this world and started terrorizing the city. Maybe it started the plague somehow. I don't know how that would link. And then the trial chambers have been created to help soldiers train and fight those involved with the plague. I think I'm getting this. But who were the ancient builders and scientists and dark magicians anyway? What? I've heard of the ancient builders. The book didn't actually mention the ancient builders, I don't think. None of this makes any sense. It kind of does, but it kind of doesn't, because, like, what do you mean? Oh, I kind of don't want to kill you now, you know, but sorry. Yeah, the infected are coming. I don't understand this, because, like, I guess the only thing we've got to do is find an ancient city and a trial chamber and see if we get any more clues there. That's kind of what this is suggesting. So we can observe the land. Oh. Hello. Oh no, there's going to be so many zombies and skeletons after us. Chiseled deep slate. I don't believe I put that there. Then maybe I did. That's a zombie baby. No, I'm not messing with that today. Oh. How did I not notice this before? That's 2. Can we see anything else? There we go again. More chiseled deep slate. I'm thinking we should head to the resin farm and see if there's anything over there, because it is only around the areas in which we have built something. As far as I can see. Can't see anything yet. Well, I can see this. 4 chiseled deep slate. What? Suppose we should head back home. I mean, there's nothing else around here. Unless there's something on top. Nope. Interesting. Well, I don't know where an ancient city is. I have not discovered one of those yet. However, on a recent mining trip in order to get some more iron for the resin farm, which I didn't mention earlier, but whatever, I stumbled into a trial chamber. Well, the wall of one. I didn't go in because why would I? And if troll chambers are somehow linked to this story, why don't we head over to one and see what we can do? I was planning on building a barn, but it seems that we have once again gotten caught up in something else that isn't building a barn. I promise I will get to it at some point. And with that, we should be ready to face the trial chamber. As you can see, I am not wearing my elytra because I want those armor points. And we have our ender chest, crafting table, 2 stacks of stone, quite a lot of food, and some hope. Right, so from memory, it's zombies. It's this way. How can I hear that from down here? Oh my god. But basically, long story short, I came down into this cave and I found this. But yeah, no, it's much easier to see from further up because you know, you can see the tough vein here. But it's much easier to see from further up. It was obviously hiding something. So I think if we, yep, Minecraft Trials Edition. If we head in here, if it's possible to, yep. Oh, right at the staircase. That's ominous. Vault. Or is that a trial? Oh, that's a vault. Yeah, that's a vault, and that's a vault. Okay. I mean, you can see how this was designed to train somebody up. The ominous trial vault. That was sick. Thank you, Thunder. Well, lightning, but whatever, who cares? Is it me, or... Firstly, yes, cracked tough bricks don't exist, I added them. But secondly, not modded added, I just changed one of the textures and names, but whatever. Anyway, is it just me, or... Hang on. Or do they look incredibly similar? You've got the eyes, and you've got the mouth. You've got the eyes, you've got the mouth. That is exactly the same. Maybe that's the connection between the trial chambers and the ancient city that was spoke about in the book. Maybe it's something to do with the ominous vault. Interesting. Okay. This is particularly interesting. It's been waxed. Everything in here, I'm pretty sure, is waxed. I might be wrong, though. This is potentially the worst way to light up a spawner. Okay, no, maybe that was easy. What? Yay! No, we've already got that. Never mind. Gunpowder, golden apple, more music discs. Not too bad, but I suppose we could take the music discs and put custom songs on them. And probably take that for safety. But this is quite cool. We could go and activate a trial now. But we should set our spawn. We should do that. There are like those rooms off to the side or something. Oh, it's water. Oh, this room. The really weird room that doesn't make any sense. Because it's all underwater. It's like an aquarium. Like, this seems weird to be a part of the trials, but why would there be an aquarium without any... Maybe for, like, underwater fights? Maybe there were guardians here once? Maybe it's some way to seal off the monsters in case the worst happens. I don't know. What? How did that oxidize so quickly? How is that possible? That's insane. That is insane. Oh my god. Okay. No. Absolutely not. No. No, 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 no. 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 I don't know what that was, but no. Absolutely not. What's this? Oh, that's a trial in there. It's the face again. No, no. What is that? What is that? It's the face. It's the face on the deep slate. It's the face around the ominous trials.